up, what up? It's Don Kennedy, Lamar Park, California, what up? Right now you're chilling with YK2Daily.net. Yeah. 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 I feel like maybe the L wasn't that wrong, but I feel like the review was wrong. You know, I think that's what most people are mad about because, excuse me, because what people get from my music and what people got from that project was a lot of sincerity, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. It was quality, you know, top class, top notch work, and the review was not. It was like they was just reviewing something that just nobody cared about. And what they found out was people care about Dom Kennedy and From the Westside with Love. So that's why they got the response that they did. I don't think it had really much to do with the large. It was just about the review. You know, it didn't seem like they took the time to actually listen to the work. They didn't point out any of the songs that people are attached to and people feel the strongest about. So in that, it was people was questioning like, what did they review? Because they could not have listened to the same thing I listened to and got that review.
Black clouds show up and the extra love slow up, and I wish that we were kids while we even had the...
I mean, yeah, it definitely did. I'm like at 40-something thousand right now, which is pretty good, but I think the amount of people that played it and burned it for other people after they listened to it is even more, you know, the response that I was looking for. But I definitely think that I'll probably in a month. I mean, it's only been out for a week and a half. I'm almost at 50,000. So, I mean, you know, the numbers are the numbers. But when I go places and when I do shows in Atlanta and out of town and I go places and people coming up to me and they know the music after a week, 4 days after it's out, that means the most to me.
Right.
You know, more than any numbers or anything like that. It was great. It was just great to once again be out of town and, you know, people come up to you and know that people are watching and people care, and it was just a great thing. It was like a lot of different type of music, like venues and artists, and it wasn't just a hip hop thing, so it was just great. And then another thing to see other artists that you might, you know, listen to their music or you might look up to, or producers, you know, just like the networking opportunities. It was a great thing. It was my first time going, so I had a real good time. Like I said, did like 4 or 5 shows that was all great, so I had a great time.
The first time I met her, I knew she'd take my heart from me the first time I let her. The type to lay you down and try and carve it out your sweater.
It feels good, man, because for one, you gotta remember, like, I'm a fan too, first and foremost, is what I always tell myself. So like those people that you mentioned, I was just a little guy, it seemed like yesterday, and never thought I would be doing, you know, this or even be here. So it's kind of like it's a good feeling. It's overwhelming, but it's a good feeling knowing that I work to place myself here, you know, and that I'm here and that I can share the same stages with people like that when I used to buy their cassette tapes. You know what I'm saying? And now they might know who I am, you know, and even somebody like Murs and stuff who's been doing it for a long time, just to see him when I'm performing, wanting to see me perform and standing on the side of the stage is just like, it's crazy, you know. You got to sit back sometimes and just like say, man, you really did something.
LA a big city, but everybody know me. So say that you my homie, else things could get trickier.
I feel great. I mean, I think the thing to remember is just the quality of music, you know, and the fact that people are putting a lot of effort and a lot of quality into their music, and, you know, like all of those artists that you said and even more are like doing their thing like separate. You know, but at the end of the day, it's all for one cause, you know, and people respect people on a basic level and, you know, just that independent level. And as long as everybody's music remains strong and, you know, people feed off of each other and keep it going, like, it's a great thing. It's definitely.
Tempt me, girl, I'll tempt me back. Can't lie, baby.
Probably like DJ Quick, maybe Pharrell, people like that. But really, I'm more into the up-and-coming producers. As people could tell, if you listen to my project, I don't really have any, you know, I could make something out of nothing pretty much. So I just need to find somebody that's just as enthusiastic about making music from production side as I am about writing, you know, and people with no egos, and you could do anything with it. You know, you don't need just a big name. That's not gonna make you a tight song. You know, what you say might be whack. You just might have a good producer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really, so I try not to worry about too much stuff like that.
It's been so long, but ain't much changed since you've been gone.
I plan to bring accountability first and foremost, being responsible for my fans and for, the people that support me. Like I always tell people, if you somebody that ever told somebody about Dom Kennedy or gave them a CD, I'm gonna make you look good. That's my first job. With every new project, with everything, they may not get it at first when you tell them, but when they find out, they gonna be like, oh, you told me about this guy, and then they gonna be a fan, and you gonna be like, I told you. So that's what I try and do with my music, is just make the people that support me and just worry about them and just make them look as good as I can.
Used to look down on me, don't look now, I'm coming up. I used to want to run with it.
In 5 years, I hope to have at least released one CD that a kid in LA could say, this was the best CD that came out that year. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but the best rapper, the best album that came out was from an LA artist. That's my goal. I decided that about it a year ago. I told myself, because it's never really happened that many times. It may be like 1 year that you could say Ice Cube or maybe Snoop Dogg. As a little guy, when I was little, coming up, we could argue that point with somebody from New York or somebody like that. So I want to be able to say for 1 year, a kid from LA to be able to say, yeah, we did that. Dom did that for us, and we on top.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that came out to pay dues. Shout out to everybody for downloading that from the Westside with love and supporting me. If you haven't, go get it. www.dopeitsdom.com. Check me out, man. I got videos. I got everything. I got more coming. I'm coming to your city. I promise you that. From the Westside with love. Yeah.